We are back with another Wuthering Waves video where we're playing Wuthering Waves, and we are going over the Prydwen tier list. So, there's been some massive changes in the game. We have the introduction of not only Iuno, which is absolutely, I think, the most fun unit I've ever played, but we have introduction to level 3 and 4. I've not seen Prydwen's tier list yet, so I'm very curious to see what changes they've made, if they're taking into account levels 3 and 4. I don't normally touch on Whiwa because nobody likes Whiwa. Whiwa's a horrendous game mode that needs to be taken out. So let's go over this change log real quick. Let's break this down. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So let me zoom in a little bit more. Bam. With Iuno's release, a new iteration of Whimpering Wastes, the promised big Whimpering Wastes tier list rework has come, but I don't care. We additionally revamped our criteria to account for the beginning changes of Whimpering Wastes meta faced recently. That part is a lot of obvious justification for how we grade our characters, though, so you're free to skip this if you aren't too interested in having a deep understanding of where we come from. I'm going to be honest with you, Whiwa's tier list to me is honestly kind of just irrelevant because it's Frolova and whatever character shielded. Shield. So I kind of just don't really care about Whiwa, to be honest with you. If they're not shield and if it's not Frolova, it's low-key, it's not fun, and they're kind of struggling. So yeah. Let's focus on TOA. What's important to keep in mind here is that due to how closely this tier list update was done compared to the new TOA Floors 3 and 4 release, we haven't had enough time to conduct properly detailed testing in order to form a fully accurate opinion on how the meta has evolved. I will say, I genuinely think you're going to see tons of units drop down. I do. When they include a tier list for 3 and 4, I think it's cooked. I think a lot of units are going to go down. Hence, the tier list update will be only representing the meta with the first 2 floors of Hazard Tower in mind. Expect some placement changes, and feel free to discuss the placements and how they should evolve. Okay. TOA changes. Iuno's getting added into 2 roles, and she's extremely competent in DPS and hybrid. Iuno hybrid added as a T0.5, no signature, T0 signature. I think this is very fair. I think this is very, very, very fair, honestly. Maybe you could even make an argument for 0 without the signature as a hybrid, but no complaints from me here. She's actually too good. While Iuno's reliant on having a proper weapon is definitely noteworthy due to her personal damage focus, which does tank her performance on the non-signature tier list, where she's only a very slight upgrade from an S6 Mortefi. Rest assured that she's easily the best buffer for 2 characters, being Jiyan and particularly Augusta. Dude, don't play Jiyan. Just don't, if Jiyan's higher than T1, man, they're cooked. Just don't play Jiyan, bro. Just literally play Iuno. There's no reason to play anyone else. Ooh, okay. She has healing, personal damage, and strong damage amplified buffs for those 2. And since Augusta is the top tier DPS, naturally Iuno will rank high in every as a hybrid as Iuno's best in partner. I feel like Iuno being in there with Zany and Phoebe is pretty solid as well. I don't know the numbers. Someone would have to do the math, but I've had a very similar performance with that than I did with like Shorekeeper, Phoebe, and Zany. So I don't know how much better or if it is better at all, but I think she is just a great sub DPS and DPS. On top of this, she has extra team flexibility with Jiyan or even Phoebe, which are all strong DPS contenders. Yeah, absolutely. Iuno DPS 0.5, both list is solid. If Iuno gets a support, like if they decide to give her a dedicated support, she'll probably be like T0, T-1. Like she's actually stupid good. Really, really solid. Remember we said Iuno has a damage focus? Kuro has chose to give her enough to where she's an Apex tier main DPS as well, which is ridiculous. Not even Brant is reaching her hyper carry potential. Iuno is a great main carry, great buffer, hence she ranks as both a DPS and a hybrid. She does, however, remain overshadowed by Kartethi and Arrow Department. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, what up, TJ? What up, baby? Jiyan placed on a watch list. Bro, why would you use Jiyan? And I mean this genuinely. I think it's great that you could use Iuno as a sub DPS with Shiakona to upgrade Jiyan. But with that being said, that's 2 premium units, and then obviously you get the most out of those people. You get the most out of those people by buying their premium weapons. It's a watch list to go up? Why would he go up? The funniest part about DPS Iuno is that we're conflicted on saying Jiyan is equal to her arrow main DPS potential, even when Iuno is the one buffing Jiyan, and yes, she's his new best partner. Jiyan's total damage in one rotation cannot keep up with Iuno's, and as a result, they end up acting as more of a dual carry team than Jiyan being a true main DPS like he was with Mortefi. We're still willing to watchlist Jiyan to go up in 0.5 on the basis that he's much better than he used to be with Iuno's release. But further testing will be conducting between DPS Iuno and Jiyan to see who's performing better. What? What? What the? What? Why would he go up? Spoiler, it's not Jiyan. Yo, bro. That's actually crazy. Squeeze, let me know, man. Squeeze, give me the word, brother. I don't know, man. He's getting wheelchair to the top. Listen, I think overall, Iuno is such a positive for the game. I do think her damage output is insane. Like, she's better than Zheng Liao. I'm clearing a lot of things. The fact that her range is so... Like, she can hit you from almost anywhere in the TOA arena, so you don't even struggle when the enemies are so far away as if you're using a Jiyan, a Phoebe, a Zany, right? Zheng Liao, a lot of these characters. I'm not even saying that her DPS is better, but overall, she feels a million times better to play. And honestly, her DPS is low-key probably better than Zheng Liao and fucking it is better than Jiyan. It's insane. What up, Cole? Thank you for the follow, brother. I appreciate you. Okay, I don't know, man. That's a little weird. Donjon removed from DPS tier list. The change is made because Donjon fits the bill of the hybrid. The game is dead. The game is dead. The days of DPS Donjon being moved away means the game is cooked. And it is what it is. Yeah. Genshin Impact got us, man. Bro, he's going down to tier 2 as a value pull. He is dog shit compared to anything out right now. I just don't know why. Like, if you have Jiyan, I guess we can hone in on this a little bit more. If you have Jiyan, and you have a decent build with Jiyan, and you get Iuno in the signature, you could absolutely pair the two, and it's a good pairing. It is absolutely a solid pairing, without a doubt. And obviously, if you have Shiakona, that helps as well with her signature. But the fact that Iuno could work with Augusta, the fact that Iuno works with Zany and Phoebe pretty well, actually, and then Iuno could just be her own DPS. The pull value for Iuno is so much higher than Jiyan. Again, it's good that they're giving Jiyan a bit of a boost in the sense of Iuno could boost him a bit, but in comparison, it ain't even there, bro. Artethia exists and Iuno exists. I think he's just dead. I don't know why we would push him upwards. I feel like I don't know, man. It's very weird. Also, what up, Gib? Fits the bill for the hybrid category. Yeah, it's cool. Johnson is getting some more use, so that's fine. Tier 3 to tier 2. Again, we're on a main DPS Iuno change. While Johnson is not a DPS, Iuno's best hybrid, that would be Shiakona. She's her second best, and honestly, she could be worth learning if you want to make her DPS Iuno work, since the team functions perfectly fine. She stays in the niche character bracket due to only being a replacement option at best, but Johnson is at least good in that role. Okay. It's fine. Arrow Rover going to T.5, I think makes sense. Absolutely. Now that they have access to their S4 and most importantly the R5 of the signature weapon, Arrow Rover has legitimate 26% team-wide arrow damage amplify outro, which is easily upkept throughout a whole fight. This makes them a top pick for every arrow team from Kartethia, DPS, and Iuno, it's even Jiyan. And since they're a top pick for every team in the niche, including the literal best team in the game, they're joining the top ranks. I think this is perfectly fair. I'm happy they're giving some love to Arrow Rover. I think he plays like absolute dog shit, but it is what it is. What can you do? Phoebe brought down in hybrid to T0 to T0.5. I don't know what changed. I want to make this clear. I hate Arrow Rover. I do. But he's great. What made it change? Confession. I guess maybe Iuno's placement. Confession Phoebe, even in her best team, when she's needed by Zany to perform, is still going down T0.5. Why? Because team flexibility is a factor for the criteria on which we rate hybrids, and Confession Phoebe has Zany and no one else. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Additionally, unlike in her release period, Zany isn't the best DPS, so that's Kartethia as well. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, low-key, low key, like, if she's only working with Zany, you could probably push her down another one if you really wanted to, but I think 0.5 is fine. That makes sense. Rover Spectral Hybrid to 1.5. He's going down. Phoebe is the only team Spectral Rover really works with to an effective degree as a hybrid. Else, they're most often regulated to support role in their best team with Zany. We don't think only being a top performer in one team warrants their hybrid placement to be the same as their support placement. Valid. Why the fuck is Verina dropping? What the fuck? T0 to 0.5. This is a big one. Yep. A JetBlue holiday is just a what the fuck? Yep, we're taking Verina out of T0 after a long reign of 1.5 years. Kara has definitely done a good job of replacing her out of literally every meta team imaginable since her release. And while she's still a top generalist pick at S2, close to S0 Shorekeeper, our tier list only grades her at S0, where she's objectively quite a bit worse. The truth is, more and more top teams like Mono Havoc, Mono Fusion, Aero teams want to stop using Verina and either have a dedicated third slot teammate. Roshia's... Nobody uses Roshia, but I get it. Lupa, Aero Rover, or most want to use Shorekeeper because her buffing strength is much higher. Hence, we drop Verina to 0.5, but she still, of course, remains one of the top support picks available. I don't know, man. I understand the reasoning behind it, but I think we're really selling her short here. Even at S0, her Concerto regeneration is still fucking phenomenal. It's still fast. Yes, at S2 it is easier, but again, the game is shifting more towards mono. The game is shifting more towards mono teams, right? Or teams that don't use Verina at all. I'm not even going to sit here and deny that, right? You have Iuno as a healer / heavy attack amplifier in this team, right? You then could use Shorekeeper. You could also use Spectral Rover, right? Or you could use Verina. I understand the logic in some respect, in some regards, but I don't... Her value is still really solid that I wouldn't sit here and say that she deserves to be 0.5. Nothing really fundamentally changed other than the fact that, like... I mean, they're even low-key pushing out Shorekeeper, right? Like, they're pushing out Shorekeeper as well, so I don't really know why we would go down that path, because Kartethia... I mean, is this not considered the best team in the game? Kartethia, Aero, Rover, and Shiakona doesn't use Shorekeeper. And I understand that Shorekeeper obviously is crit rate and crit damage, but Shorekeeper's field time, I believe, is longer, is it not? You know, Brant, Changli, Lupa doesn't use Shorekeeper. It could, but it could also use Verina. Now, obviously, I'm not even going to bring up Quick Swap and shit. I understand that Quick Swap is not for casuals, and I personally think tier lists are for casuals. But I don't know. I think that's very interesting. What up, Jay? What's good, brother? Welcome in, man. And, yo, what's good, Bob? No, I know 0.5 is still a great position, but I just don't understand, yeah, I just don't understand that. I appreciate you, Jay. Thank you, my go. Thank you, homie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shorekeeper is still preferred support for all the hyper carry teams. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not gonna like crash out about it because it's not the most egregious thing in the world, but I genuinely don't agree with that. It is what it is. So quick tags, Lupa, gather tag added because her joint attacks with other characters, ultimate gathers enemies in the center. Rover, Arrow, dog shit tag. Partner tag removed. They're amazing on more than just Kartethia's team now that their weapon has gotten its duplicates, so we remove this tag. Augusta, sustain tag removed because Augusta's shielding capabilities are next to non-existent. Yo, Augusta's shielding only exists to work with Iuno. Iuno's shielding only exists to work with, like, it's so fucking weird. It's proper to show that Shorekeeper straight up better than Verina in most scenarios. I don't know. I don't know, Kaiser. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I'm very iffy on that. Jinsey, expert +1 removed. Her expert performance doesn't live up to the strength of the current T0 DPS anymore. Yo, they might be right. They fucking might be right, bro. With the way this new tower mode... Well, this is not including the new tower. We should probably do a separate tier list for the new tower mode, but... Yeah, man. Oh God. Oh God. It's a little rough. A little rough, man. So, Donjin hybrid S0 to S1, that's fine. Donjin's best use case alongside Furlova has her hybrid personal damage mattering more than before because Furlova's outro buffs two of Donjin's biggest damage types. Since her sequences make her damage scale much higher than her S0 potential, we added the tag to reflect. Okay. Whiwa, I despise Whiwa. I think Whiwa's a joke. I think what Whiwa is an HP inflated dog shit game mode that is not fun. Yo, D-Bob, I appreciate the fuck out of you, dog. Thank you for the resub, baby. Thank you, thank you. Dap me up. I'll be having an amazing day today, my man. Thank you. Look at it. It's XD. Oh no. Okay. All right. We completely revamped the Whimpering Wastes tier list. The HP pools of every enemy more than doubled since the game mode's release, and that happened very quickly as well. So much so, we thought Kuro made a mistake by increasing the difficulty too much, hence we waited another cycle before literally flipping the tier list on its head. However, guess what? HP pools haven't reduced one bit, and they're at least equal to the last cycle. As a result, we have to make big changes to reflect the real meta of the recent iterations. It's just for Lova. It's just for Lova, that's it. Okay, where the HP pools to lower back to what they used to be, then we will adjust the tier list to something similar to how it looked. Instead of detailing every change because literally 90% of the character positions shifted, we'll instead explain why characters are in the power bracket they are in. Okay. Yo, what's up, Dino? What up, baby? I do a partner implemented compared to expert. I agree as well. I'm not a big fan either, but it is what it is. As usual, please remember gold tokens are not considered when judging characters' performance. Additionally, plunder abuse builds, if you know, are not considered because Kuro games can choose to nerf that. Absolutely. Plunder builds are dog shit. T0. We only have two characters in T0 because these two make the game mode much easier if you don't have them. Furlova makes scoring high a joke because her damage potential in the game mode is ridiculous, and Shorekeeper is the best third slot teammate to almost every top tier, including Furlova, where she is the second best close to Roshia. T.5 characters. These characters are still in sufficient power bracket where they make getting an SSS 5,500 points easy if using two of their best teams, one on each side, or if they're the best partners or T0. Yes, Augusta being in that tier, even though her time stop mechanic prevents enemy waves from spawning in Whiwa, may surprise some. Please test her out. She does score really well, even without her dedicated token. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. The fact that they really don't want to address the Augusta time stop really irks my soul. It does. I'm gonna be honest with you. It irks me. It does. A little bit of belly. It irks me. I just really dislike that. But okay. T1. These characters could definitely get an SSS score if you play their best teams well on both sides. However, you could still get an S score of 4,500 without much trouble at all. Sometimes even if they're out of their best teams. T1.5 characters would be definitely required their best teams to have an easy time clearing with an S score, but provided they're in those best teams, they should have no issues. Jiyan will get a special mention here as he's in the tier. He used to be T0, but HP pool is increasing so much, they have definitely affected him the hardest. His grouping is great, but isn't effective on a lot of elites. He requires several attacks before even clearing a wave of small enemy. His damage per rotation is too low to keep up with HP pools of the mode as effectively as he could before. Is fucking insane, bro. That's so dog shit. What the fuck? Okay. T2. A lot of characters are here. Well, when they talk about plunderers, I'm pretty sure they're talking about the glitch teams, no? Are they not talking about the teams where you can abuse the fuck out of the mechanic? Or are they just talking about the straight up plunderers token? Because then if you know, you know. I assume they're talking about the glitches. Yeah, no, Jiyan needs to be taken out. We gotta take Jiyan. Yes, abuse teams? Okay, perfect. Yeah, then that's fine. Okay. A lot of characters have this power bracket where we're considered high score to clear to be genuinely high maintenance compared to the characters above. They'll still be able to get an S if you're good at the game and if you're playing them in proper teams. Tier 3, these characters will not be able to get a clear for casual players unless they're not doing anything alongside the Apex units and are just present on the team to be there and nothing else. Only the most dedicated players will be able to get good scores with these characters. Yeah, the meta's in a really weird spot right now, man. I'm going to be very honest with you. Very, very interesting spot. So let's see the normal tier list first. Let's go up here. We'll go over supports after. Okay. T0, Augusta makes sense. Carl makes sense. Cardi makes sense. Zany makes sense. Although I will say Zany is just annoying with this AI. Again, I know they're not taking floors 3 and 4 into account, but Zany with the AI of this floor is honestly ridiculous. Iuno helps a ton because she can get out a really good amount of damage from far away. Camilla being in point 5. I think that's fair. I was able to clear the I'm considering 3 and 4. I'm considering. I know they're not. I am. I'm trying to picture and visualize what it'll be. We'll probably make a special tier list for that. But I think tier point 5 is good. Point 5 for her is amazing. Jinxie's going to go down, and Peeb in point 5 is fine. I don't know why he's on a watch list. That's such bullshit. He does not need to be on a watch list. Wait, what the fuck? Why is Frolova? Wait, why do they put Yuno at T.5 even though she's part of the strongest team in the game? They put her at 0.5. Oh, wait, for... Oh, this is without signatures. With signatures, it's very different. That's without signatures, that's why. Without signature, 0.5 makes sense. With signatures, it changes quite a bit, right? So, this is without signatures at the moment. Now, Frolova, why is she not in the hybrid category? Am I on drugs? Like, am I on drugs? Okay. I don't know why she wouldn't. Why would Frolova not be in hybrid? Frolova is not a hybrid at all. She's the main DPS. She literally has 2 seconds of field time. She has like 2 seconds of field time. I don't know if I would consider that a main DPS. She also literally like I don't know. I would put her hybrid. I don't see her as like only she's an off-field main DPS. An off-field main DPS. I feel like that's kind of... Why not just throw her with the hybrid then? Like if she could fucking fit in with almost every single team, right? If she could fit in with almost every single fucking team, you cast your Echo skill, you get a fuck ton of damage, and she has 3 seconds of field time. I don't know why like you would just not put her in hybrid. I feel like that. Okay, I guess it's not like a hill for me to die on. You know what I mean? I'm more interested in what's gonna happen on floors 3 and 4, right? In terms of the tier list, like I think Jiyan's dropping down, man. Jiyan's gonna be T1. What is he with his signature? Yeah, he stays T1. I think Zhang Liao's gonna drop down. Encore's gonna drop down. Even with the signature stuff. I think Jinxie is going to drop down. I think the only unit that's going to make it out is going to be Camilla. And even with Camilla, it's still a little rough. In terms of hybrid, I mean, without signature, this makes sense. You know, Shiakona, Sanhua, Gigi's obviously goated. I'm not really mad about anything here. Camilla, I said Camilla. Cancerella, T1 is fine. She needs to go down, man. I'm sorry. She fucking sucks. Nobody uses Rosia. You could just use Sanhua instead. Sanhua has literal 2 seconds of field time. With signatures, I'm cool with this. Although I feel like Mortefi could probably go up to T0 at this point. Nah, no, Jiyan's going down, so it's fine. No, never mind. Jiyan's going down. Put her down and put Yinlin down. Yinlin does not deserve to be in T1.5, bro. Her and Jingliao fucking suck cock. Zany ain't T0 compared to them. No, if you can get Zany to work properly, especially if you use Zany with Iuno and Peeb, it's actually pretty solid. I'll show you in a moment. I use Rosia and Cantarella. Stop lying, Dams. Stop lying. Just for the video, you're just trying to lie, and that's great. I just don't like Rosia. I would rather use Sanhua. I'd rather use Sanhua with Camilla, honestly. And a Frolova, Cantarella, Rosia team, I think to me is the most clunkiest shit in the world. I personally would rather just use Frolova with literally anyone else. Just say Zhang Liao's bad. He's falling off in the new floors, brother. He's falling off in the new floors pretty rough. It's unfortunate. Whiwa's tier list is no surprise. I think this game mode's fucking horrendous. I actively hate this game mode, to be very transparent with you. I don't even care. Yeah. I mean, with signatures, Camilla goes up to 0.5, I guess, maybe. Wait, actually, was she 0.5 the whole time? No, she was 0.5. Augusta went up. I don't know about Augusta going up. But, yeah, a lot, like, when you have 1, 2, 3 characters in the main DPS department that are the main good characters for Whiwa, when there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, we'll just say roughly 15 main DPSs. That's fucking disgusting. There's clearly something wrong with the meta of Whiwa. I will stand on the fact that that game mode's complete dog shit. I'd move you up, and I think maybe this week we'll do a tier list for floor 3, floor 4, and see how that goes. So with that being said, boys, I love you. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Tell me why I'm right in the comments.